If you're new to the digital marketing and affiliate marketing space, you've probably heard a lot of marketers glamorizing the idea of making money in their sleep. And that's for good reason, right? How cool is that, right? Because the average person, when they think of making money, they're awake and they're actively working, right? Now, with digital marketing and affiliate marketing, if you have things set up the right way, the idea of making money in your sleep is a real thing, okay? And I'm going to explain in pretty simple and basic terms how exactly that works if that is something that you've been wondering how it happens, right? And that's likely going to be the case if you're new, right? Those of you who are more experienced have been doing this for a while, it's old news, okay? So, in simple terms, the answer is automation. Okay. Oh, and by the way, before I explain, in case you're wondering who I am, my name is Christian. I'm a digital marketer, affiliate marketer. I've been doing this for a while, and I have also made money in my sleep before. And I can tell you right now, it is one of the best feelings in the world when you wake up to wake up to sales that you made overnight. All right, and it never gets old for me anyway. I'll just put it that way. And the reason I tell you this is just so that you know that I am explaining something that I've actually done. I'm just not regurgitating information that I've heard somewhere else, right? So, in a nutshell, the answer is automation. Okay, and I'm gonna break that down. I know you're probably thinking, okay, automation. What does that even mean, right? That doesn't really tell you anything. Yes, you know what the phrase or what the word automation means, but how does that apply to our world, right? Digital marketing and affiliate marketing. All right, so it's pretty straightforward. In, let's just say, without getting more advanced, right? Like just a basic setup, right? In terms of, like, whatever it is that they're selling, right? Whether it's their own product that they've created or they're selling somebody else's product as an affiliate, you need some kind of online store, right? You need some kind of place, right? To I shouldn't even call it online store. You just need a place online to house whatever product that you are selling, right? And these are things that are set up. You just set them up one time, right? You set them up one time, and they're basically there to they can basically take people's payments, whether it's through credit cards or through PayPal, whatever platform that you're using to process payments and all that, right? You have a store, right? It could be an online store, it could be your website, right? Your online store is going to be your website anyway, but it's essentially set up where whatever product you're promoting, whatever product that you're selling is there available for anyone to come online and make a purchase, just like you would with any of these other websites like Amazon, Walmart, whatever the case may be, anywhere where you can purchase online. Affiliate marketers, digital marketers, they have their products that are housed online and you can go make a purchase, so much so that you don't necessarily have to be live on the phone, taking someone's purchase or entering credit card information, whatever the case may be, right? Now, there's that, okay? But the biggest thing is the marketing, right? You're doing whatever marketing you're doing, advertising, whatever the case may be, right? You create your content. Let's just say you're doing this, like with organic traffic, right? Traffic that you're not paying for, right? You're not advertising, right? You're not spending money on ads. Even if you are spending money on ads, it's, essentially the same process, right? In terms of how you're getting, your bottom line is you're getting traffic, whether you're paying for it or if you're getting it for free. With I'm going to talk more so on the organic side of things, because that's where most beginners start. That's where most people get their start, right? A lot of people get into this, they don't necessarily have money to be spending on ads. And even if you did, you're I think it's a better way to get started with free advertising, just so that you understand how traffic works, you get a good feel of it before you delve into the world of paid advertising, which is a lot more advanced, and you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing, okay? So when you go out there and you're creating your content, for on the various different social media platforms to generate traffic, and depending on what platform you're on, right? when you create content, that content can a lot of it's basically out there online for anybody to eventually come across it, right, at any given time, right, whether, and that's for the entire world to see, right. So people can be coming on in the middle of the night, who, even if it's just in your local area, people are not falling asleep, right, and they're up late at night and they come across your content, they're interested in whatever it is that you're selling, and then they go down to whatever link you have out there to get to your online website store where you're housing your product, and they go there and make a purchase, right? They will enter their credit card information and all that, all without you having to be present, okay? All without you having to be present. That is just one that is just one aspect of it, right? And then the even more advanced stuff, which is where you can really take your your ability to make money in your sleep even further, right, is once you start incorporating email marketing automation, okay. So you have email marketing software that's out there that you can use to collect people's information, right? Like a name and an email, right? A name and an email. They enter their name and their email. They get onto your email list, and then you can set up automations whereby you have an email sequence, a sequence of emails that go out periodically. You can set them to go out every day, every other day, however often you want to. But the best thing about all this stuff is that you do it just one time, you set it up one time, and it is there working for you in the background over and over and over and over again, okay? So all the marketing that you're doing and all in an effort to generate traffic, you can do it to send it all to your store directly to the product that you're trying to sell, and people will go there and purchase whatever it is long after you've created whatever piece of content that they might have seen, right? Because and again, depending on what platform you're on, right, each piece of content that you create, it lives for a certain amount of time. Like I find that YouTube has one of the best is one of the best platforms in terms of the longevity of your content, right? Like how long it can go in pulling in views, right? That is where you start hearing people talking about making passive income and all that type of stuff, which this business is not really as passive as people, as people want to. They tend, as much as people tend to want to make it seem like it is, right? Because the moment you stop generating traffic, right, creating content to bring in views and all that type of stuff, then the business starts to die out, right? But I was saying, like, depending on what platform you're on, like a place like YouTube, for example, has each piece of content that you produce on YouTube tends to live a lot longer, right? If you do it correctly, right, you target the right keywords and phrases and all that type of stuff, it tends to last a lot longer than say some of the other platforms, like the short form content platforms like TikTok, Instagram, what else is there, Facebook Reels and all that type of stuff. But YouTube, YouTube videos may last longer than those type of platforms. But whatever the case may be, whichever platform you're using, each piece of content has its, I guess you could call it shelf life, like however long it lasts, right? And if you produce a lot of this content, you eventually get to this point where it has like this kind of snowball effect, where the more content you have out there, the more traffic starts to come in, right? Continuously, right? Whereby even if you stop for like a certain period of time, the traffic is still coming in, right? Even though it might be dying out slowly and gradually, it's still coming in, right? And then it's coming in, getting to your stores or getting to your email opt-in where people collect, where you're collecting emails. And then you have those email sequences, falling up, right, with the customers or with the leads, which have the links to their affiliate products or their own products inside those emails. People receive those emails, open them, read them, right, and make a purchase through the links in those emails, right? And all of this is stuff that you set up just one time, and then traffic starts coming through, and that's just how the sales start coming in. And a lot of times, right, because your store never sleeps, right, you can go to sleep and stuff is still coming through. Everything's still working on, it working on the back end while you're deep asleep at 4 a.m. Somebody might be awake on the other side of the world somewhere, or even in your own, like, locally, right? For whatever reason, they're night owls, they're awake, and they see stuff, they see something that tickles them just the right way, and they want to make a purchase. And that's just how it happens, right? That's how you hear these digital marketers and affiliate marketers talking about, oh, they woke up at 7 a.m., and they've already had sales, right? Because maybe somebody woke up at 5 or 4 a.m. or whatever reason, and decided to jump online and came across their content, and then were driven to go make that purchase, or they received an email, right, the day before, and they just happened to check it that night, and then they decided to make the purchase. So that's essentially how that stuff works in a nutshell, okay? And there's even more advanced ways and high tech stuff. I shouldn't say high tech. There's more advanced ways to make this stuff like there's a lot more automation there are other automation tools outside of the ones that I just talked about right now. Like, for example, even automation tools to auto respond to comments, right, on social media platforms. You see this pretty much a lot on places like Instagram, right, where you'll see somebody has made a post and said, oh, if you're interested in whatever, comment X, right? And once the viewers make that specific comment, right, there are automation tools that will respond to those comments, right, and in the DMs, and go directly to the viewers, and this is all hands off, right? That's another example of, like, automation. But there's a lot of automation tools, right, that marketers use, and that's how, because of these automation tools, right, that is how they're able to go on about their business, doing other things, like, right, going to the grocery store, going to the bank, and coming back and the machine, the automation is working in the background generating sales, right? So that's pretty much how that stuff works, okay? If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. Any comments, suggestions, I'm open to all of them. I always respond. If you're interested in learning how to get started with digital marketing or affiliate marketing, and learning how to do all this stuff in depth, right? There's a free training that I have available. Is going to be the first link in the description below this video. That free training essentially will just help you show you the best way to get started, right, as a complete beginner looking to earn an income online. It'll just show you how to get started, give you an idea of what path to take, right? And then the second link in the description below this video goes into the nuts and bolts. Like, if you're ready to just jump straight into the deep end, you can go ahead and purchase the same digital marketing course that I did, where I'm learning to do a lot of this stuff, okay? So that's going to be the second link in the description below this video if you want to check it out. It'll take you to a store, for example, right? Like, this now would be my store, where I have my free course, right, available there, and then also the paid course that's available, the same one that I learned from, right? It's not my course. It's a course that I'm an affiliate for, that I would earn an affiliate commission from if you decided that you wanted to get started with that. And if you do get started, just let me know. You'll get my personal phone number as well, and I'll be glad to, you'll be able to text me as often as you want to. We can jump on a call as need be, right? If you have any questions, you want extra support and all that type of stuff, I'll be glad to do that. All right. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll catch you in my next video. Ciao.